Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Dave from DLLM Cactus. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a great holiday season. Just doing a little work in the backyard here and wanted to kind of show you how I was potting up some of these cuttings. So I have some 15-gallon cuttings over here that I already potted up. Gonna work on this one today. Gonna put that in a 5-gallon cutting. I have this one for a 15, but I'll do that later. But kind of walk you through it. I have these potted up here. I did a couple of the fence post cuttings from my mom's. Look really good in that 15-gallon. Got a 5-gallon Myrtillo geometrizons. Put that big terschekii in a 15. Looks really good. Got some sun scorching on the other side, but looks really healthy. And then put a couple of big 15-gallon Myrtillos back here. So I like to do it closer to spring, but the time that we had to cut them was now, so I let them dry out almost 3-4 weeks in the backyard. But trying to just do some of these and get them potted up so we can get them rooted in the spring. And then I was going to kind of take you over to the side yard. A lot of projects, but that's where I kind of break down some of the dirt here from our native soil. So I'll kind of walk you through that and show you how I kind of filter it. All right, so we're over here on the side yard. This is a big, I would say 15 to 20-gallon container filled of like backfill. When I was planting in the ground, I took all the dirt out from there. So what I do is I separate it so I get the sand kind of soloed out and then go through it with the little sifter and then take most of the rocks out from the soil there. And then I want to get some of the bigger rocks out to kind of put at the bottom of the containers. So a little bit of a process. I'll kind of walk you through it. This one is an actual little plant tray that I got from Star Nursery. So when they bring like the succulents, they're carrying them in on the trays from the nurseries. Yeah, they usually give those away at the front. So I've been using this one for almost 2 years and it's holding up. So I'll kind of walk you through it, but I'll start sifting some and kind of show you how it works. All right, here. Yeah, pretty, not rocket science on this, but definitely tedious. So I'll just show you kind of how it goes through there. Just kind of angle that tray at kind of a diamond so that it doesn't, the weight doesn't knock it in. And then you don't want to fill it too tall because it'll be hard for you, hard on your back. Expect to get dirty. That's what I always expect though. And then it's just a kind of playing game. Lot of rocks in our soil out here. So that will go over to our other container. And then back, and then repeat, repeat, repeat. And definitely hold your breath. I just kind of hold my breath. Probably should wear a mask, but I just hold it until I'm again. Right. Lot of rocks. So I'll kind of take you in closer here to show you what's left over. This is what's left over. This is just pure Las Vegas native Nevada sand. So this is really great. I usually put that in maybe like a quarter part and then usually about 3/4 cactus mix or whatnot, 1/4 that for potted plants, and then add a little perlite or pumice or whatnot just to help with the drainage. But for some reason especially on big cuttings in that. I want to definitely introduce some native soil because they might go in the ground later. But then I will show you kind of how I do the rocks next, just step by step. This one you can tell, like there's some big ones that I just keep on the side for when I'm doing projects. Put on here. Just really easy on the grate. Then I can take these bigger ones just off of here. They go good on the 15-gallon pots. And then over again. Yeah, because these basically you'll end up smaller rocks that you can use on like gallon tubs and 5-gallon tubs. And these are the ones that you want for those 15s. So when we have those big 15 cuttings, these holes at the bottom are too big. So these rocks will just come out. But then when I have these rocks, I fill the bottom, it plugs it up, and then you don't have any waste of like the dirt and the sand falling out. So just a process, but that's what works best for me. Always try to break down the native soil into the sand rocks and then larger rocks for the potting up. But let's get one of those potted up. All right, let's put this mix together. So everybody that says it's always so easy, just grab a cutting, throw it in dirt, put it over there. There could be some of that, but try to get into it and think about it a little bit more, give it what it needs, and try to be successful. I've been using this for almost a year now, the black gold. I like this cactus and succulent mix. We have they do different blends for different parts of the country, but this one, the California blend, has pumice, aged fir bark, spangum peat moss, earthworm castings, which I always would do independently anyways, and then calcium silicate. But you can tell there's a lot of pumice in it, which is really good. I kind of like the mix. There's pumice, there's some perlite. You can tell just really kind of gritty, which I really like that. So I use a good part of that. And I kind of eye this out. I mean, you can get more into it and make it exactly perfect each time, but I feel like I have a good eye for it. So I put that on the top. I mix in, this just has some perlite and drainage rock together. Kind of layer that. Try not to breathe in that crap, because you do not want to breathe in perlite. Have that. And then this native sand. Yeah, so that should be about right. And then just mix it all together. Like I said, get dirty. But that will be what you have. Just real, yeah, it'll drain really good. I think it'll have what it needs in there to root it out too. So definitely kind of set it up, get a base in there. I took those rocks that we worked on from earlier, have them in the bottom, kind of covering up all the holes. Get a good base because I want room for that cutting to kind of root downwards. Get our cutting here. Dial it up with some rooting hormone. That's that garden safe take root. Gonna get some of that on there. Then we should be good to go. There. The one thing about the sand too, I don't know why, sand is heavy. And whenever I get it into this mix, it just makes the mix a lot heavier. It holds my cuttings really good. I'll show you the other trick that I kind of have, but I don't go full pot like up to the top with the cuttings. Most of the Myrtillos, I'd say like 2/3. So give it like a third to kind of root down, because when they start rooting and growing, I might move them to a bigger pot or put them in the ground or sell them to somebody that puts them in the ground. So to me, 2/3 is adequate. Kind of definitely push it down. Just be careful. Myrtillos don't, they like to bite a little bit. Kind of get him pushed back. But get him kind of where you want him. It's got some marks from definitely being transported with a bunch of other ones. But then I'll kind of show you my little trick. So I like to take kind of bigger landscape rock. These are probably too big for this pot, but we have some big landscape on the berm. And these rocks kind of weigh down the top. And it kind of holds the cutting in place. So I like to do that. Try not to damage the side of the plant, but definitely give it some stability. And these are tough cactus in the first place, cacti. I like to take some of the stuff for cuttings, and I'm definitely this spring going to try to work with grafting with some of them, so can't wait to get some of these rooted and bigger. But yeah, that's the nice 5-gallon pot, Myrtillo. Looks like it's got 6 heads on it. Got the little fall leaves around everywhere. Yeah, it was growing when we cut it too, so it's still got those little red needles out the top. But yeah, plenty more work to do. This one's gonna go over towards the others. I'll show you. Put him right over by the others. Sorry for the plane. But yeah, now he's right next to the others there. The other 5-gallon. Got those 15 gallons, like I said, and a couple of those 15-gallon Myrtillos in the back. My 15-gallon San Pedro. So trying to get my step my game up with the bigger. And basically I have like cuttings and some patio sets across the back. I'm going to break down the shade cloth that I used for the seedlings last year. And I'm actually going to do just a shade cloth across the whole backyard. and I am going to definitely use this whole thing this year for about 6 to 7 months. It gets a ton of sun from 6 a.m. until like 7 p.m. with some early afternoon shade from just being how tall my house is. So, but this little stretch through here back over towards the greenhouse just gets hit pretty hard, and then I can use the greenhouse in the front for seedlings and some haworthias. But I'm going to use this whole space this year, so a lot to do. I still got some really big cuttings. Little guy there. Probably going to put this one in the ground, let the roots all dry out. Still growing there. And then still got to plant some of these, like the San Pedros and the fence post. Some more cuttings there. Then I got a couple of really big ones here. But these have all dried out. Have all dried out and calloused. Been pretty much no humidity. Hasn't rained here in a long time. So these have been out here for almost 3 weeks to a month. Just chilling. And all the leaves are coming off my Santa Rosa plum. So it just leaves everywhere with that guy. But yeah, a lot of work to do still. But I just wanted to kind of show that video and show you how I kind of pot up those cuttings and get them ready for this spring. But I'll keep the videos coming. Sorry for the congestion. I think everybody's got a cold on the strip, so my voice is a little off. But I will see you next week, and then come back and check out some more videos. Thanks again.